I have a massive Halloween hangover. Not the alcohol kind, because I gave up alcohol a long time ago, but just the post-Halloween blues. We spent so much time planning and thinking about and discussing this epic best holiday of the year, and it's over. Now, I had a great time with my family. The costume parade at my kid's school. I got to be the class dad at the Halloween party, and trick-or-treating in a family-themed costume. But now, back to the grind. 4Ps, episode 46. Also, the fact that I ate 3 pounds of candy is not helping. If your kids are anything like mine, they cleaned up on Halloween yesterday, gathering more candy than they're going to be able to eat in a lifetime, or at least in the next week or so. But fortunately for us, our kid's dentist, Dr. Chin, has something called the Candy Buyback program, where if you bring in all of your excess candy that you collected, she will give you cash in exchange for each pound of candy that you bring into her office. It's a great idea. It's super practical. It's on brand for her business, and it gets the kids kind of excited to see the dentist again in between visits. Also, it clears out the house and limits my sneaking snacks from the kids' candy stash when they're not looking. I've heard a few other dentists who have done this, but it's great, and you should definitely ask your dentist if he or she does this. If not, bring your excess candy to us so we can make some dough. So it's November 1st, which also kicks off the annual Movember fundraising period that you've probably seen a lot of your friends, guys, do. Men grow mustaches as a means of raising money for viable and very worthy causes. Last year I did the anti-Movember and spent the month of November growing a no mustache, beard only facial situation. It was quite off-putting, but I was proud to sacrifice my dignity and my good looks to raise money for Everytown and gun safety. And we called it No Gunvember, so it's kind of like the anti-Movember because there's no mustache. Raised a lot of money, still appreciative for the generous commitments and financial contributions that my network gave. Now, our problems with mass shootings and gun violence has only gotten worse in the last year since then. And I've been thinking about how to top it this year. I won't be growing another Abe Lincoln-style beard, but there is something coming. So stay tuned and start saving up to contribute, and thank you in advance. If you're joining a new company or a new team, or you're building a team, or just expanding the team you already have, you want to make sure that you have truly engaged employees on your team. Now, this can mean a lot of different things to different people, but to me, a truly engaged employee fits 3 criteria. The first is understanding the direction or the purpose in which an organization is moving. Number 2 is seeing how the individual's role contributes to achieving that goal in the direction that you're moving. And the third is actually believing in, and an engaged employee is invested in their company, their employers, their team's success. As you think about the congressional midterm elections, which are next week, and they're important, next week after the election will also signal the kickoff to 2020, which isn't just important for presidential and congressional races, but it's also a year that's going to impact future elections for the entire next decade to come. So the coming decade and the year 2020 will signal another round of the U.S. Census and a chance for states to redraw their congressional districts, right? That's how it works. Although some liberals have worried very vocally that Democrats' failure to adequately pay attention to state races has left them at the mercy of Republican gerrymandering over the last 10 years, this cycle's renewed focus on that means that state gubernatorial and legislative elections are going to be critically important, especially for fundraising. The loss of Democratic seats in 2010 in these local elections Plus, that year's census gave Republicans significant control over how the new congressional districts were drawn. So, no letting off the gas next week, no letting off the gas next month, next year, 2020, and for the entire next decade. Time to steamroll. Let's do this. And to everyone running the New York City Marathon this weekend, why are you doing that to yourself?